so now it should be recording. When you guys are doing dimensions, you're not supposed to dimension. Well, can you guys see my screen? Yes, right?
Yes.
When you guys are dimensioning, you're not supposed to dimension to this, to the wall like this. If you guys remember, I told you guys, when you dimension a to an area, your dimension is supposed to go to the outside of the exterior wall, not to the inside. All right. I saw some people where they had their dimension, but instead of offsetting the wall in, for some reason they were offsetting the wall out and they were dimensioning to basically nothing, to open space. You know, those are just different things that I saw. I mean, some of you might have done both mistakes. Some of you only did one mistake. I had locations where some of you guys did the offset here coming down. Then on this side, you offset up, offset 0.5, and then dimension here. If you guys remember correctly, I told you guys not to do that. You need to pick a side and stick with that side. There's just a lot of little mistakes that were going on. Some of you guys didn't, a lot of you guys actually, didn't dimension the inside of the house at all. I know, okay, I see someone saying that it's really time management. I mean, I get that, you know, we're all busy. We have jobs, we have families, we have school, it's, you know, there's a lot of things. And that's why I'm saying, if it's simply just you have enough time, you're just not managing your time correctly, then there's nothing I can do about that. That's on you. But if it's something where it's a lot of work and everybody is having that issue where it's not enough time, let me know. If everybody is having the same problem, obviously it's not a time management issue, it's a deadline issue. The deadline isn't giving you guys enough time to get the work done. Let me know, and I can extend the deadline for everybody across the board. All right. If, like, say the foundation, if doing this to your foundation and it's not, I'm using this as an example once again, if you don't feel that a week is enough time to get this done as a class, let me know and I'll extend that deadline. Just realize when I extend deadlines, I am pushing back units over here. Remember how I told you guys we have 13 units and we may or may not get to all of them? I have no problem not getting to, let's say, kitchen details or plumbing plans. Those are things that are nice to know, but it's not 100% needed for a construction packet. So if you feel that you need more time on, let's say, foundation plans and details, let me know. It will extend it a week. And then we just push one of these out and we just don't get a chance to reach that. You'll do that in another semester. I mean, once again, I'm not trying to fail you guys. I'm trying to help you guys as much as possible. But if it's time management on your side where you go to a party versus getting your work done, you're watching TV instead of getting your work done, whatever the case may be, I can't help you there. That is a disciplinary thing where you need to show discipline on your side to be able to get the work done. You need to put that, I guess, it's a mindset that you need to get in on yourself. That's not something I can help with. But once again, if it's, hey, this is a lot of work, I don't feel we have enough time, and the whole class agrees, or the majority of the class agrees, let me know. And I can extend that. All right. So one thing I do want to tell you guys, when it comes to those grades, I'm not going to show your grades because that's obviously a violation of your privacy. So when it comes to those grades, if you did not get 100, So therefore, if you did not get a perfect grade, I highly recommend you go back and make corrections, because in the near future, I am going to be asking you guys for you to submit those corrections so that you can raise your grade. All right. The majority of the class in some of those assignments had a failing grade. Um, so to do you guys a favor, so that you guys, I don't know, once again, if I'm hoping it was just a time management thing. If it is a time management thing, I'm giving you a second chance essentially to get that work corrected, get it turned in for a higher grade. Now, I'm not going to give you 100. It'll be basically 50% of what you missed. So if you got a 50, the most you can get is a 75. If you got an 80, the most you can get is a 90. The most you can get is 50% of the points that you missed. Is that understandable? Does that seem fair?
Yes.
All right. So once again, I know that's something that's already on top of the work you are doing. I haven't decided when, but I will decide in the near future and say, hey, this week we're not going to have lectures. I'm going to have an entire week of nothing but Q&As. And I need you guys to go back and redo all that work and turn it in for a better grade up until that point. Either way, you would need to do it because you're going to be resubmitting all those drawings all over again at the end of the semester. At least this way, you have a guarantee of getting a higher grade at the end of the semester on your project because you went back and made those corrections. In those Q&As or in any of my Q&As, it doesn't have to be necessarily on the work we are covering. If you have a question on something we did in the past because you want to go back and make corrections and you didn't understand something, let me know and I'll recover it, or I can at least answer those questions that you have. All right? Does that seem fair?
Yes.
All right. So, just to let you guys know, the most mistakes I saw were in the dimensioning and in the actual floor plan itself. Some of you guys didn't have your square footages correct. Some of you guys didn't have your layering correct. Some of you guys didn't have your walls completed. It looked like you were still in the middle of getting everything set up. There was something different on everybody. Not everybody had the same mistakes, but a lot of people did have mistakes. The biggest thing I saw on the site plan was 90% of you did not provide this information here. And the ones that did provide the street, I want to say maybe 3 of you got it correct. The others gave me the full 60 feet. Remember, this is going to be the center of your right of way. All right, the center line of your right of way. Therefore, it's going to be a 30-foot offset. All right. Those were the biggest mistakes that I saw. Just to point some of the things out. But go back and start making those corrections if you have time. If not, you can wait till that 1 week that I give you guys to make corrections. And we will use that time hopefully wisely to make the corrections on all those drawings. So before I move forward, does anybody have any questions on the foundation plan before I go into the foundation details? Anything whatsoever, whether it's layering you don't understand, why we're doing something a certain way, whatever the case may be.
I just have a question regarding my text dimensions, because on a drawing, it's the one-to-one. And my text, if I'm going to put my text, it's quite small, so I adjust my scale. But if I go back to one-to-one scale, my dimensions returns to very small. So how can I fix that one?
Okay, so remember, we are using a quarter of an inch equals 1 foot scale. That was that we covered day one. You would need to change this scale here to 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot. All right. And once you did that, it should automatically update. If it does not update, you would have to select your dimension, right click and select similar. Once you've selected similar and it highlights all your dimensions, in this case, it's grabbing only these because that's the same layer. You can type in R for properties. And in your properties, make sure your text does say annotative, having yes, and your scale, if it does not say 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot, you would have to click here, click in that little window, and then add, select the correct scale you want. Obviously, mine's already selected, so I won't be able to grab it, but I'm just gonna grab a random one just to show you. So I'm just gonna select this one, hit OK, and then you would select it and hit OK. All right, but once again, that 1/8 was just as an example since mine is already correct. You can hit OK, and then it should show up the correct size here, and the text should automatically, the dimension text should automatically update. Remember, on the dimension text sizes, we are going to be using the 0.125 scale. All right, we will be using the 0.125 scale. Remember, we had tried using the 0.25 at the very beginning, but it was too big and too messy. So we ended up changing it to the 0.125.
Oh yeah, I missed something. Oh yeah, because what I did before was I just went to the scale. I didn't know about the properties, so I changed my dimensions then.
Yeah, another way you can do it would be selecting it all, right click, select similar, come into the annotate tab and just selecting it here, making sure that you have the right one. But that won't change the scale up size unless you change it here. Just so you guys know, obviously we won't be printing in this class because we're not on campus. We will be setting up our title blocks in the model space. We will not be setting them up in the layout view. That's why I haven't had you guys insert them into the layout view at all. Everything we'll be printing will be from the, well, theoretically printing, all the drawings will be set up with their title blocks in model space. All right. But we'll get to that towards the end of the semester once we need it.
All right.
All right. Any other questions before I move forward from to the actual section cuts?
No, Mark.
Or, okay, my question to you guys is, do you think the dimension section cuts is something we should postpone for a different week? Or do you think you guys can get them both done by Sunday?
Well, right now I'm doing the lecture from Monday. I'm still doing it right now because I was waiting for you to post the video on Tuesday, but you didn't post it. And I don't know if you posted it by Wednesday.
Yeah, it should be up there already.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, if you remember, it was, I had put it in here, and then I had told you guys that in the actual assignment, you had the other two videos that Ms. Perales had recorded, which are essentially going to be the same thing. You have foundation plan and foundation details. So you did have the ability to get ahead if you would have watched these two videos. It's the exact same information that I'm covering, just I guess being offered in a different style, and she's using a different house. But those videos are there in case maybe you like the way she explains it better. Maybe she might explain it slightly different where it makes a little bit more sense. I mean, they are there. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think you guys can handle the plans and the details for Sunday or just the plan?
I'm okay either with either.
Yeah. Also on Sunday we're submitting the underlay in this what's to be discussed now.
Yes. So first Sunday, yes, you would need to submit the underlay plan and this drawing that you're currently drawing in. That way I can put them together. Yeah, you cannot send only one because it will not be visible correctly. And depending on if you guys think you guys can get it done today, this week, we'll go over details, draw the details, and then label the details. I'm waiting on you guys. See if do you guys think you're up for it?
I would maybe like more time.
You think you'll need more time?
Kinda, yeah.
Does everybody agree with Dakota?
I guess yes.
I'm alright with whatever decision.
Can we see first the discussion today, sir? Is it long or
the lecture?
Yes, today.
I wouldn't say it's long, but I wouldn't say it's short either. It honestly just depends on you guys. Essentially, what I would be doing is drawing out. Let's see, where is it? If I go to the reference drawing, what I'd be showing you guys how to do would be essentially these four details. These details would be, I mean, depending on your plan, it could be 4, it could be 5, could be 6. It all just depends on the type of plan you have. If your plan has some slopes and some ins and odds, then you would need more section cuts. If you don't have, basically, I'm gonna cover as many options as I can, and then you would be able to use those options to figure out what you need. Okay, Gabriella says she thinks she would need more time. So that looks like we're leaning to about 5 and 4 that say they need more time. 1 doesn't care. Well, we can do that then. I'll give you guys the rest of the week to get the plan done. And then, so what I'm gonna need from you guys on Sunday would be essentially this. You're gonna need your floor plan, XREF'd inside. Remember, this blue layer is going to be color 150. So you need to XREF that in, go around it with your foundation layer around the perimeter and wherever you have exterior walls. Then you'll go in and divide it using your grade beams, dimension it, and then copy in this detail from that reference drawing that's here. You can just copy paste in that detail and it should be done. I mean, I understand, you know, some of you guys need more time. You know, we all have life and things that get in the way. But we'll see what you guys can get done by a Sunday, and then on Monday we'll move forward with the details and go from there. See how you guys did and go from there. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I can cover whatever those topics are. If not, that'll basically be it for today. Once again, I'm here if you guys have questions. A lot of you guys just bail. Some of you guys sit there and seem like you want to ask questions, but you don't.
I'm good for now, I think.
All right.
Well, I guess I will need a little bit more time because I will do this lecture and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no trouble.
So like I said, the due date will be Sunday, and it's just gonna be the plan. All right. Does that sound like it'll work?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, like I said, if any of you guys have any questions on anything that you're doing right now, I'll be on this chat will be open until 5 o'clock. If I'm not, if you don't see me sitting at the computer, scream, and then I'll come to it. But I'll be this chat will be open, and I'll be nearby in case you guys need help.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
If we are going to redo our mistakes on the drawings, so if we're gonna submit it, are you going to set the model open to submit it there, or just we will just email you?
I would just email it to me. Yeah, just email it to me, and you do not have to submit one for every single thing. Since you're drawing everything in one plan, just do the changes to everything that needs to be, I guess, corrected, and then I'll go in and look at your grade, and I'll start adjusting from there. But you do not have to send me a plan for every single piece, because then you have to delete work that you already did to go back and make it look the way it used to, and that just makes sense. So just
Okay.
one file, just email me one file, and I'll be able to adjust all your grades depending on that one file. Just make sure you make all those corrections, and I probably wouldn't submit it right away, only so you guys can just, I would go back and start making corrections, but not submit it yet. That way you guys can see if you have any mistakes, or when I have that makeup week, we can see if there's anything else that's going on that you might have questions on.
Yeah.
Ricardo, I got
When
a
is the
comment.
makeup week?
I haven't given an exact date. It might be next week. It might be in 2 weeks, depending on how. I would like to get the foundations done for sure. Only because that's a very important. It's a very important aspect of architecture, and I want to see if you guys understand it before moving forward. But I would imagine it's probably going to be like in 2 weeks after we get the foundation completely done. And it might be a little bit more depending on, it honestly just depends. There's some really key aspects that I want to get covered and done correctly before we move forward into the roofs and elevations and more complicated drawings that require your floor plan to be done correctly. If not, it changes everything. So it'll probably be like in 2 weeks, more or less. I got a comment on my dimensions touching my meets and bounds. Can you explain? Okay, so in your case, you had a dimension like this, but instead your dimension was like that. I can't, if you were to print this, in AutoCAD, I can zoom in and see, but if you were to print this looks very bad because you're gonna have black ink crossing all over each other, and it doesn't look very clean. You wanna separate it, that way the text is not overlapping. That's basically what I meant by that. If I said your meets and bounds are touching, they were overlapping is what I meant. Any other questions? Yeah. Other than that, I would say for everybody, just make sure you're using your correct layers. There was quite a few of you guys that didn't have the correct layers. Whether I made the comment or not, just go back and double check your layers to make sure you are doing everything correctly. Um, and then do make sure that you pull your house outside of your plan, mainly because when we print these, this will be by itself, this will be by itself, this will be by itself or with its details. They're not going to be all inside the site plan overlapping. Um, so do make sure you do separate them the way I have here. That way you can, it makes it easier to see and it makes it easier to grade for one. And then that's how it makes it just that much easier for the future when you actually go in and start setting up your drawings before your drawings get too complicated. Because they will get more complicated, trust me. On some of you guys, I did make comments on layers. Um, I don't, I think on some of them, on the majority of them, if I didn't, it's because you were using the correct layers. But there were some of you, I think there's probably like one or two people that I forgot to mention the layering. Mainly because I was focusing on the other things. It's just something that slipped my mind. But do just go and double check, like for the foundation, make sure that you're using your foundation layer. You know, for the edge, this inside is the grade beam layer. This is the S dimension, you know, stuff like that. When you come here, this exterior line is the exterior, it's new exterior wall, you know. I may have to come in and modify these some, but there should be one for interior wall. Did I purge this? Please don't tell me okay, I have to go back and recreate all my layers. Apparently I accidentally purged this file. Great. That sucks. Well, I gotta go in and fix my layering as well, but your exterior layer should be the exterior. These should be interior. This should be interior. I believe it's like a cyan color. I just noticed that my layering is incorrect as well. I also noticed that I purged 120 something layers that I got to come in and re-add, which is gonna be fun. Dang. Oh no, there they are. Wait. Hold on. Are you hiding from me? All right, I don't gotta go in and change them. So, like these two, if I go into my wall, I have wall interior. Do I have brick ledge? Structure, brick ledge layer. Do I have a brick ledge layer? Yeah, you see, so like these, I could go in and do that and start setting up my walls under the correct layer. I'm going to adjust that. Also, guys, if I'm ever going too fast in my lectures, I know some of you have voiced that because I use hotkeys a lot, that it seems like I'm going super fast. If I am going too fast, let me know and I can slow down. That's why periodically I do stop and say, is everybody with me? So I want to make sure that you guys are with me. I don't want you guys to get lost. So if you guys feel that I'm moving too fast, let me know and I can slow down. If there's a hotkey that I used and you're unsure of what I used, then let me know and I'll go back and I'll show you guys that hotkey. Once again, like I said at the beginning of the semester, I'm under the assumption that you guys already know all that stuff. I do understand that because of last semester being what it was, that you may have forgot some of the stuff. You may have not been taught some of the stuff. And I have no problem going back and explaining that.
So how does match prop work?
So the way match properties work, you can do it with MA for match properties, or you can do, where is it? Right here, match properties. So you select it, you select the layer you want to keep. So in this case, I want it to be, I want my end result to be this cyan layer. So I click it and I just go in and select the layers that I want to change.
Okay. It's kind of like the same thing as match layer.
Yeah, match layer, match properties, essentially the same thing, just different name. They tend to be a little bit of a pain in that sense where they keep the same layer and change the name for some reason, but they still leave the old button. Right? It makes no sense. But that's the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, sir, I just have one question again.
What's up?
Yeah, on my view panel on my AutoCAD, my startup. If you see your screen, below the draw, the startup and the smart template, the FTG 13 reference, I don't know what you call this one. You got the view layout, viewport. It doesn't appear on my screen. It was appearing before, but I click on something and I don't know it's not appearing anymore. So
Over here in the viewport?
no, the ribbon thing here on the draw. You have to use the drawer, and this is the start, and then you can see your first.
Oh, so here?
Yes, this here on the left part of the screen. The start is start there.
Okay.
It's not appearing on my screen.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, this start drawing there that has a draw. It's appearing, but I mean to see on the upper left part here and says below the draw. Yeah, that one, yes.
Yeah, this one's not showing up.
Yeah, that's the one that's not showing up.
I mean, that happens sometimes. That's not really that big of a deal. If you ever want to open another drawing, you can just come to drop down and then open and select the drawing. And you can go and look for it. It doesn't have to be through the start. But yeah, no, sometimes that does disappear. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure why that happens, but it does happen sometimes.
Yeah. And I noticed in your drawing, your first dimensions that you use is this the text layer?
For the dimensions?
Yes, this one, the layers dimension, that because mine I use it the red one, the dimension layer.
Yeah, if you remember correctly, so for this one, it's the ANODIM 48. I had changed it. It was red, but I had changed it to the white so you guys could see it better.
Oh, I see. But it's fine that we use the red one, or
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, remember, because it was coming out red like this one, but it was difficult for you guys to see when I was trying to show you guys where I was going and stuff like that. So I had changed it to white so you guys can see it better.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so that's not a problem. If you use the red one, that's fine.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I recommend working on your assignment. And like I said, I'll be here. You can stay in the chat. I'll be here till 5, and you can just chime on me if you guys get stuck at any point or another. All right, but I'll be here to help you guys out. If for whatever reason you're too shy to mention something in the chat, send me an email and I'll be able to answer you through an email, and then we can just go from there.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Yeah, you're still recording.